everybody. Flosstube 37. This is Amy of Amy Jane's Creations. Welcome back. I've had a couple new subscribers. I've had several subscribers leave. But welcome to the new ones, and thank you again for everybody who is a regular watcher and has become a cyber friend. It means a lot. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of stitching, but I actually have some awesome haul. And some plans. So we're gonna talk about those, shall we? All right. So first of all, I guess I'll just jump right in with what I've been working on. So the first project, I had not started this. At the time of the filming of my last Flosstube, I had not started this, and now I'm just realizing I wish I had something to put up behind it. I will use this, and my goal was to finish it by last Saturday so I could gift it to my son, but I ran into some difficulties which we will get into. But here it is. This is Dracula's Confessions by Lindy Stitches, the awesome and wonderful Stephanie Webb. There's a whole reason why I chose this for my son. One, the quote is absolutely perfect for him. And his friends have a little joke that he's a little vampire. And so I just thought the little vampire bat was too perfect. I did go ahead and add, you'll notice there's some beads there. These are not charted, but I added those. And I did not use all the called for colors. I used what I had that was close. And now you will see one of the problems why I couldn't finish. Besides the fact that I got completely sick and almost went to the hospital. Well, I did go to the hospital, but they didn't make me stay over. I'll get into that. But the other impediment to me finishing was, see this right here? I had most of a skein. No, that's not true. I had a third of a skein of Classic Colorworks Black Coffee, and it called for some other, I don't know. I can't even remember now what it called for, which I didn't have. So I was like, oh, I have this black coffee. That would be great. So close, so close, so close to finishing. Didn't have quite enough. And that's when I realized, when I tried to look around, there were a few online stores in Germany, one based in the UK, that actually had black coffee. Well, they had it listed on their website. They don't actually have any to sell. And that's when I was like, oh, wait a second. I think I remember hearing on other people's floss tubes that like black coffee is really rare because there's a shortage or something. Of course, that's the color I chose. So you know what I'm doing? You know what I've been doing for the past 3 days? I took the DMC conversion, which is 844, and I've been dyeing it in varying different strengths and varying different lengths of time in my own concoction of a black/gray mixed with black tea dye to try to get a close enough match so that I can finish. The first batch came out way too dark. This next batch, I think I've watered down the gray too much, but I'm leaving it in the tea for a while. Like the longest I left it in was like 20 minutes, and now I've got it in there for it's been in there for a good hour. And I'm going to go check it again to see how it is. So that I can finally get this finished. I already have a frame. I found a frame at the DI, at the, it's not really Goodwill. There's like a thrift store. Words are amazing. Found a good frame at the thrift store that will fit and will look great as soon as I can make my own copy of the black coffee and get that finished. But I really love this design. When you purchase the PDF, it comes in a long version, and then this little bit smaller version, and that's the one I chose. to do. And I'm pretty impressed with how far I got. And had I not run out of the black, I could have, and not gotten sick, I could have gotten it finished. But, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's okay. He's fine with it. So then, because I was sick, I did not start on my last wipgo. So the other number I already finished. But this was 22, and that was a Prairie Schooler Santa 2007, and this is as far as I've gotten on it. Here's the finished project. So, you know, quite a ways to go still. But I have a lot of stitching time coming up this weekend, and so I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to get that done. And, you know, whatever, no pressure. Whip goes for fun. I already have 2 whip goes, so like I'm not. Look at that awesome sweet board. You know you're jealous. You wish you had a fancy board like this. So it's been good. I'm super glad I did this because it's it's getting me to finally finish some projects that I had been sitting around for a little bit, although not many, but also finally starting and finishing several that I wanted to get done. So I'm still not decided if I'm going to do it next year or not, because I kind of want to do something different, and I don't really have that many whips. But, and especially after this, I'll have like none. So, we'll see. Okay, that's it. That was my stitching. So, what else did I do with my time? Besides dyeing that floss, let me get in here. There we go. I dyed 2 pieces of fabric. Why? Because thanks to Frizzy Lizzy, I saw it's the Haunted Library Sal. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm a librarian. I love Halloween. I kind of felt like I had to, even though I was trying not to buy stuff, I had to. So I purchased that, and of course, I wanted a good fabric to stitch it on. So first, I dyed this gray with a little bit of purple in it. And it came out really cool, but I'm afraid it's too dark for what I want. I'm just too afraid that the colors are not gonna pop on it. So then I did a second piece. Also has some purple in it, but it's a much lighter gray. And I think this is the one I'm gonna go with. I'll save this for something else. But see, look at that difference in color. This I left in for like, I don't know, 2 whole minutes in the black, and this one I like barely dunked, or it might have been 3, and this one I barely dunked in. So that's the difference. But yeah, so I dyed those. And then I did kit up another project, thinking I would have some time to work on it, but I won't. But I did dye the fabric for it. Here's this, just my white 32 count even weave. And I just black tea dyed this. I didn't bake it. I just ironed it to dry it and set it. And that is for, I kitted it all up. This is a Durene Jones, her Hedgie Biscornu freebie. This is on her Facebook page. I've never done a biscornu. I think they're super cute. Now this is just the top, but like the bottom, I figure what I'll most likely do is just this border again around the bottom one and call that good, because otherwise you don't really see that much of it. So yeah, I'm gonna start that. Sometime I kitted it up. I guess we're now moving into plans. And then my other plans are the new whipco numbers were called. And so that's 4 and 12. And it just so happens that one of them is the anchor ornament, the last one, and then I will have all 3 of those done. And that's pretty small and pretty quick, so I'm happy about that. And And then do you know what else it's called? No, it's not my witch, which I said at one point that I was going to flip them, but I've already done my Dracula and I've got my Honda library sale that I want to start. So I figure that that's enough Halloween. I can save the witch for another day because the other number that was called is this. And I want to finish it so bad. I'm so close. They're seriously, like, so close to being done. So, yeah, that's what got called. So this is a good month. Very fun. And that's why I think I'll have time to do some of these other things, because this stitches up so fast, because there's a bunch of different colors. Oh, and by the way, where did I get this from? This is from OhMyStitches shop, who is Ukrainian, but of course this is not listed in her shop anymore because it's a Star Wars pattern. Like she has to list them and then they disappear pretty quick when she gets in trouble. But if you contacted her directly, she might be able to work something out with you. She also did the one that is the Yoda that I did earlier. And so there's this one. So anyway, what I'm saying is there's like large patches of color that are all the same. And so you do have to get the outline, but once you get the outline, it's fill in. And, yeah, and then it'll go pretty quick. So, and oh my gosh, the non-completed Death Star in the sky, she did a fantastic job. Fantastic job. And I've got it on this 32 count glittery opalescent even weave. So anyway, so that will go fast. That anchor ornament will go super fast. That preschooler ornament will most likely get finished this weekend. And so that's why I can start on the Haunted Library sale and the hedgehoggies. Okay, so so now we're in the haul. Like I told you, this is going to be quick. So obviously I bought the Haunted Library sale, but that was a PDF. Hallelujah. Love PDFs. No shipping costs. But I'm also joining in with Stitchy Sally and Frosty X Stitch, Dawn, and a few other people that Stitchy Sally mentions on her Flosstube. And we are starting on October 4th this Stitch All the Things by Erica Michaels. So I ordered these from 123 Stitch. The shipping was really quick and it was $5. And of course, I'm not going to just buy one pattern. So I ordered a couple other things that came. So, and it also includes, I didn't know this, the little buttons to finish the berry. I've never done a berry and I've never done a biscornu. And I'm excited to try both of them. Really, really excited. Okay, so then I got some more Santas. I'm doing, like I said, the last year I'm doing is this 2007 one, because that's the year my daughter was born. And I've gotten all of them then finished that are like years important. But I wanted to do some of the crafty stitchy ones. So that's why I bought that, was just for this one. And I'll probably stitch 2 of the 2007 at some point. I don't know. So that I have one for my stitchy area tree and one for the family tree. But yeah, so I got that. And then I've been kind of wanting this for a really long time. And I was like, screw it. Just get it. They're so cute. They're going to be the cutest little stand-ups. And I am going to try to finish them into stand-ups, which again, I have never done. But I like learning new stuff. And that Vanna Pfeiffer, she shows you how to do freaking everything. And fantastically. So yeah, I have no fear doing that. These will not get done this year, but they'll get started. So cute. All right, so that was my big purchases. Then, like I said, we went, okay, so a couple weeks ago, just after I filmed, actually, in fact, 2 weeks ago tomorrow, my friend Ina, Stitchy Ina, she's on Facebook, and my new friend who I just met for the first time, Francisca, who's ColourFever on Etsy and sells yarn, and I'll get to that in a minute. We met up in Vintage Tour, and we went to a couple of thrift stores, and we went out to eat, and we chit-chatted and gabbed, and oh my gosh, love those ladies. Okay, so while we're at the thrift store, I went over to the craft section, and I found all these beads. Now, granted, these are not the tiny Mill Hill beads. Some of them are a little big for, like, if you're doing dainty, delicate stitching, but these ones are pretty much, these look like the ones I used on my Santa. So there's those. And then some more colors. Oops, I just dropped. Come here. Good thing I can use my feet, huh? So some more black. These like teal peacocky color. Isn't that just so freaking gorgeous? And then purple is the greatest color in the world. Blue is the next greatest color in the world. And to have them together is just... And then there's like this, also this kind of like a bluey purple. So those are some of those beads that I used on here. Since I had them, I used them. As you can see, they're a little big, but they look awesome. They look good. So I got those, and then a frame. I was pretty good. Those guys bought a bunch of clothes and stuff. Okay, so then the best part. We're sitting at lunch, right? Now remember, Francisca and Ina have been chit-chatting back and forth for a while. And Ina has told Francisca about me, but I have never met Francisca before. And she hands us presents, and I'm like, I should have brought presents. She sewed us this adorable Notions bag. I love that the vinyl is rainbowy. It goes so good with the fabric that's got all these rainbowy colors in it. So awesome. And inside, my friends. Okay, so there it is, empty. I am holding in my hands my first ever silk floss. And she hand items. So some of these are cotton and some of these are silk. But are these not the most beautiful colors? I am so freaking excited to stitch something with these. Oh my gosh. They're just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And she was like, yeah, I'm not sure. They're okay. And I'm like, these are gorgeous. These are absolutely gorgeous. Here's her name. Here's the name of her shop. Okay. And she will be coming to Stitch Basel. She has agreed to dye for us a special floss Stitch Basel exclusive color. And she's going to start dyeing now so she can sell a bunch of her flosses at Stitch Basel. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this gorgeousness that you too will be able to get your hands on. Oh! So for a woman who I just met, she's moved up the ranks pretty quick. Anyway, she's super nice, super fun. And we're going to go hang out in Stuttgart in November with Stitch Ilonka and a bunch of her Stehmüchen. And we're going to go to the Zweigart factory and buy the place out. And then we're going to go to this Kreativ Messe, like a craft fair thing, and have a little meetup. It's not like a retreat, but we're going to do a meetup for a few hours. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So that's some good stuff. And we're really excited because like Ina and Francisca both have like little kids. So for them getting away for a night and 2 full days is kind of a big deal. I remember. And so I'm really excited that they're willing to do that. Okay, so now personal news. Thursday evening, I'm completely fine. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there and it's like, whoa, I feel woozy. Oh, I don't feel good. And I'm freezing cold. Shivering, teeth chattering. Oh, so cold, so cold. Horrible, horrible. My fever gets up to 40.3, which is 104.5. literal brain frying. I Google it and it's like, you need medical attention, urgent medical attention. And I'm like, but I feel so horrible. I don't want to go. And it's like Friday night, Saturday. So I have to go to the ER because my regular doctor is closed. And I just want to stay here. I don't want to get dressed and move because I'm miserable. So I took some ibuprofen, which got my fever down. So I was no longer, making rare steak up there in my brain. And so I'm like, okay, that's fine. But Monday morning, I went to the doctor and he was like, okay, so I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but I want you to go to the ER because you've been laying around for 4 days not moving. And I'm worried that you've got a blood clot because there's something really firm and hard here in the back of your leg. And I'm very concerned. So I ended up being in the hospital, in the ER. They do like a full ultrasound on all the veins, like starting from my pelvic area all the way down to my toes. And they're like, no, there's no blood clots. Whew. But they give me blood thinners anyway because they want me to still continue to not move and take a bunch of antibiotics and go back to the doctor to get my blood levels checked. Well, I was supposed to go on Wednesday, but Wednesday I had to work all day. I kept my foot up as much as I could. Kept my shoes off. And one of the little kids who came in the library was like, why are you in your socks? And I'm like, because I have an owie on my foot. She's like, okay. It was like raining and freezing cold outside. So I'm sure she thought it was odd that I had no socks. But we were inside the library. It was fine and warm and dry. And the thing is, I'm almost done with my antibiotics and my foot, especially my toe. Oh, it turned out to be a bacterial staph infection. And and my foot, my little toe, where the infection bacteria got in, probably from me trimming my nail and got in, making like a little scratch. That is still super red. I mean, it's better than it was, but like it's still not great. So I'm going back again to my doctor tomorrow morning. He has emergency services anyway for like all the doctors in the area in Switzerland to take turns covering in case something happens. So he has it on Saturday. So I have already an appointment. He's leaving time open for me to come, and he's going to check my blood levels to be sure that my white cell count is going down. And if not, then I might have to go into the hospital or just take even longer amount of antibiotics. So yeah, that's why, but I felt so miserable and so horrible. My head was hurting so bad that I was just laying there. I couldn't stitch. I couldn't even really concentrate to watch TV. My husband would put on something for me and he'd look over and I'd be zonked out. It was bad. I haven't been that sick for a really long time. But the nice thing was my family pulled together. My daughter baked my son his birthday cake because I was sick on his birthday. So we're holding off the full celebration. We did some small celebration that day with cake and some presents, but then I'm going to make him another cake and go for the activity that he wants to do and give him the finished cross stitch when I'm completely healthy. We were hoping for tomorrow, but I can't walk on this foot that long. He wants to go on this little hike. Can't do it. But yeah, so she baked his cake for him. She and her brother did the laundry. My husband kept the kitchen clean and organized. They all kind of muddled through with going to buying frozen food or canned food or making simple recipes. And they did great. Which was really, really nice. And my husband is the best nurse. Like, every hour. Can I get you some more tea? Can I get you this? Are you warm enough? Do you need more blankets? Do you want to, so kind. So kind. So that was great. That's one of the perks of being sick is all the attention and sweetness, and also seeing that I have, despite some of the evidence to the contrary, raised my children somewhat good in that they can at least take care of themselves. Oh, and speaking of that, my son wrote us. He sent us a video of his little apartment. It's just a step above, well, it's not a step above homelessness, but it is a perfect little apartment. It's an old hotel that they've converted the hotel rooms into little tiny, very cheap housing for, poverty level people. So, and it's clean and it's pretty new. And so we're happy. And mostly though, I'm just happy that he reached out and communicated with us. So, because I was worried, like you might have seen in the comments, one of the ladies was talking about how her son moved out and she hasn't talked to him in 11 years. Like they'll Facebook message, but she hasn't seen him in person. And that's just heartbreaking. So at least he's sending some videos, and I hope and he's still alive and he's still healthy. So, whew. And he's not living on the street. So good for that. Yeah. And so that's that. Thank you again. Stitch Basel. Check it out. There's a Facebook page. We're running a poll to try to see the options, because there's one that's like really nice and fancy, but it's so expensive. And then there's another one that can be made. The room is just kind of bare bones, but it's still comfortable and nice and easy to get to. And we'll still have like all the same goodie bag stuff, and we'll still have coffee and tea and everything. It just won't be like a fancy espresso machine. It'll just be like regular coffee. But right downtown, easy to get to. Both places are easy to get to, but one is like way cheaper than the other one. So vote, because right now everybody's voting for the super expensive one, which is great. It would be nice, but I'm just worried that that's going to be a lot of people from Germany are not going to come because it's too expensive. And I really want to get together. Like, I'm going to go meet a bunch of them in Stuttgart, and they're going to be my friends. And then I'm going to be sad that they won't be able to do the retreat because it'll be too expensive. So vote, vote, vote. And yeah, I guess that's it. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.